Full capacity. We have the details on when you'll be able to catch the tribe with all your friends. And it's another barrier to the return to work. Childcare options are limited.
We've seen enrollment in early childhood daycares go down about 40%.
We'll have a full report.
And in our Tech Tuesday segment, we tell you about a hidden feature in Google Maps that actually allows you to access maps even if you're not on Wi-Fi. And Lindsay Buckingham on the power of healing.
The doctors had given him less than 5% chance to live.
Her story of a man who came back from the edge of death during his fight with COVID. What's new starts now.
And now, live from WKYC Studios, this is What's New.
And if weather were a baseball game, today's game would have been a walk-off grand slam.
Wow.
It was just, for me, it was just perfect. Hello again, Northeast Ohio. Welcome to another edition of What's New. Thanks so much for joining us with Betsy Kling. I'm Jay Crawford. Bets, good afternoon to you. I just thought it was weather perfection.
Right?
I really did. It's
So
just beautiful out there.
You use the baseball game analogy. I'm going to use the Ginsu knife commercial analogy and say, but wait, there's more.
Oh, nice.
Thank you.
I hope there is.
Very proud of that one on fast notice there, certainly. Well, you know what? I hope everybody's feeling lucky because day one of the Vax-A-Million signups have started off a little bit rocky. While some Ohioans signed up without a problem, others reported getting an error message. Our senior health correspondent, Monica Robbins, is going to join us now. Monica, you know, it kind of seems like when the state rolls out these websites, there's always a little bit of a hiccup at the start, and then folks just have to be a little patient, and then things start moving slowly. Is that the case once again?
Pretty much, I think a jillion people tried to log on at 8 o'clock in the morning as soon as it went live, including me. It took me 5 tries on my phone, and then I finally got through online. After 3 tries, it kept telling me it was a malicious site. Then I kept getting the yesterday thing popped up. Finally, it went through, and yes, I'm going to win that $1 million bet. So
Only
that's what people need to be aware of. Well, then you're taking me out to a really nice dinner. You know
I can do that. I know I owe you anyway. All right, so tell.
Well, what everybody needs to know is you really must be fully vaccinated to receive the first shot. And you got to go to ohiovaxamillion.com on your laptop, PC, or mobile device and sign up online. You can pick adult registration for the million or for the scholarship entry for 12 to 17-year-olds. Now, here's how it works. You're going to put in your birth date, your date, address, phone number, where you received your vaccine, and then you're going to agree that you're giving this info to ODH. Now, if you don't have a computer, you can call, and you can call 1-833-4-ASK-ODH, and you will be signed up over the phone. And Betsy, I don't know what's going on, but I'm having trouble hearing you right now.
Oh.
So
You're one of the lucky ones.
I'm gonna wing it.
Go ahead.
Hold on. I'm just going to grab my phone. I'll talk to you on this. Hold on a second. All right. Okay, what's your second question?
I'll just put my phone up to my ear, too, so it looks like we're talking on the phone. Okay, can the winner remain anonymous, or do you have to put the money in a trust, or you're out there for everybody to know who you are?
Yeah, pretty much you are. You cannot remain anonymous. You cannot try and collect the money in a trust. And if you register and win, your name will be announced on the Ohio Lottery drawing Wednesdays at 7:29 p.m. for the next 5 weeks, not including tomorrow. But you're also going to be on Channel 3, social media platforms. We're going to show your name, so you better be willing to be public for this one.
Okay, this is the lottery, so how are they picking the winners?
Yeah, that's what a lot of people want to know. So once you register, the computer system is going to assign your entry a number. Then on Monday, a random number generator will pick the winner and some alternates, okay? So ODH is going to take 2 days to verify that winner, make sure they're vaccinated, and then they will contact you. And then, of course, on Wednesday at 7:29, your name gets announced on live TV.
Okay, so the $1 million question is, do we actually get $1 million? Because I'm sure taxes have to come out of this, right?
Yeah, no, you don't get the whole million. So the feds are going to take 34%. The state's going to take 7%. And as long as you don't owe child support or any debt to the state of Ohio, you're going to take home about $590,000. But believe me, I'm pretty sure I can find something to do with that amount of money.
Well, actually, that's what we're going to talk about next. What can you get with $1 million? Monica, thank you so much for getting us on the path. Now here's Jay.
Well, Betsy, there's actually a lot that people can do with that $590,000. Just a couple of ideas if you're looking for ways to spend your money. According to Realtor.com, it will buy you a 5-bedroom, 4.5-bath home in Hudson. If fancy cars are your thing, you can pick up a Rolls-Royce Phantom.
Ooh.
This runs on the high end of $535,000, though, so that's going to shoot a real big portion of your winnings. Or if you want to escape, how about this? You can buy a 4-acre private island in Belize for $4,000. I think that's probably the best buy for your money. Your own $500,000. Your own island for $500,000.
You just have to pay airfare back and forth, but you still have 90 grand to do that with. So.
No, you're moving there. You're living there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
well,
I mean, I don't want to buy an island and then fly back and forth.
That's true.
I'm moving there if I buy an island.
You're just not very bougie. Of course, that's where my head goes, is immediately the vacation spot.
I'm very bougie.
Right.
I'm living there.
If you're more of a foodie, and I love that we equate this to being a foodie, Krispy Kreme, you can get 590,000 donuts because they're $1 each, or you could get 90,000 chicken burritos at Chipotle. You can feed a lot of friends with that, most certainly.
Yikes. Yeah. All right. Well, if you win, I hope you spend the money wisely. And Betsy, if you don't win and Monica doesn't win, it's mine. So
okay. Well, good luck to all of us and to all of you, too.
All right. First up on your feed at 5 today, we now have a date for full capacity for home Indians games, and I know so many folks have been waiting for that. Here's the deal. Beginning June 2nd, and for the first time, Betsy, since 2019, Progressive Field will be operating at 100% capacity. In conjunction with Governor Mike DeWine's expiring health orders on the 2nd, there will be no restrictions for fans that are wanting to attend Indians games. Face masks, if you choose, will be optional only, not mandatory. And the seating restrictions that have been underway, the little pods and everything else, capacity limits, all gone on the 2nd. Now, unfortunately, the way the schedule shakes out, June 2nd is actually the final day of a 6-game homestand. It's a Wednesday afternoon game, too, so the odds are not great they're going to pack the place. The White Sox will be in town on that day. Cleveland will be home the following Friday, June 11th, for a night game with the Mariners, and that will kick off a 7-game homestand. So I'm guessing that it will be that weekend stand, the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday games, that will probably see your 3 highest attendance figures at the Indians games so far this year. At least that's the hope. Now, right now, Betsy, the Indians are 23rd out of 30 teams in the league when it comes to attendance, which is kind of weird. They're averaging over just over 7,000 fans a game, but who expected that they would be close to first place? Even after the 4-game losing streak, they're 21-18, 3.5 games behind the White Sox in second in the Central. So hopefully we'll get to see a lot of fans out there and sellouts in the near future.
And hopefully the weather cooperates, because as we all know, there is no better place to be in downtown Cleveland and inside Progressive Field when it is.
I wish they were home tonight. Right?
I know, it'd be perfect.
Oh, man.
They'll get back here pretty soon, though, and the weather is still to come. Matt's got some good news on that front. Well, when the COVID pandemic struck, of course, the childcare industry was hit hard. Many daycare and childcare workers were forced out as costs went up and parents stayed home. Well, now that states are opening up and folks are getting back to work, what does the future of childcare look like? Our January Keaton digs into this dilemma.
It's no secret the pandemic cost people jobs and businesses. Folks began working from home and social distancing, and children stayed home, causing many daycares to close or decrease staff.
We've seen enrollment in quality early childhood daycares go down about 40%. This past year, we've seen capacity in those same centers decrease approximately 30%.
According to the New York Times, 90% of parents in dual-income households use some kind of child care, 60% of which are daycare centers. To turn a profit, for every 100 toddlers, a daycare center needs roughly 25 teachers, each working 10 hours a day. Nancy Mendez, president and CEO of local child care resource center Starting Point, says the industry needs financial help to achieve those numbers.
We got to make sure that many of the daycares that closed or their capacity decreased due to COVID are given, again, the resources necessary so they can open their doors back up and be back to full capacity.
And help is on the way. With President Biden's new American Rescue Plan, low and middle income families will spend no more than 7% of their income on child care, and $39 billion will be allocated to help daycares stay afloat.
I was so happy to hear our President Biden, Vice President Kamala Harris, and our Governor DeWine speak to the priority of early childhood education, the priority of daycare. They are willing and ready to put some additional federal and state dollars back into the system because, again, it's critical to our economy.
Now, out of that $39 billion that the government is going to be allocating all around the nation, $1.3 billion of it will be coming to Ohio to help out these folks in the daycare industry here. And that money is going to start being disbursed this month. So hopefully, Betsy, those folks will soon get some kind of reprieve.
And certainly very important because school is coming to an end. And of course, summer is when a lot of families are going to need that extra support. January, thank you for that.
Absolutely.
Jay?
See, as we know, restaurants were also hit very hard, and they too are struggling to come back. The first issue was to survive the pandemic, and now that they're through that, they're dealing with staffing shortages that are very real as the state prepares to return to normal. Here in Ohio, the Ohio Restaurant Association says, get this, more than 3,000 restaurants have closed their doors. That includes iconic restaurants like Michael Simon's Lolo, which closed after 24 years in business. Experts say downtown businesses have been hit the worst.
The downtown businesses are going to be the slowest to come back, and it's a shame, right? And the reason is there just aren't many people going back into their offices yet, right? We're starting to see it trickle back in. That's pretty critical to our downtowns.
Yeah, you should also be ready for hours as restaurants try to ramp up staffing. Across the country, 8 out of 10 restaurants reported being short-staffed. Some of them are making up for it by reducing the hours that they operate. So if you normally have a restaurant that's in operation certain hours, you may want to check to make sure that they're open before you head out there, because I've noticed personally that a lot of these restaurants have really scaled back on their hours of operation. The national spotlight, don't forget, shining brightly once again on our city. A week after NBC's Today Show came for a visit, Nightly News with Lester Holt will be broadcasting live from downtown. That's happening tomorrow, and it's part of the show's Across America series.
Well, you're going to be seeing a number of stories focused on Northeast Ohio, including an exclusive report by our own Russ Mitchell, who's giving us an inside look at Gojo Industries. That's the local company that manufactures Purell. You think they've had a busy year? Well, that assembly line turns out 400 bottles per minute, and the demand for hand sanitizer has been overwhelming in the last year and a half. Unprecedented for the 75-year-old family-owned company and a brand new CEO who took over just weeks before the pandemic began.
How fast has this company grown in the past year?
So we have grown, we produced 300% or 3 times the amount of hand sanitizer that we normally produce in a year. And we've installed capacity to do like 7 times the number of Purell bottles. So it's growth that is really unprecedented in our industry and certainly for us.
Again, that's Nightly News live from Cleveland tomorrow at 6:30, right after What Matters Most.
Well, next on What's New, it's Tech Tuesday. 3 stories that'll make your life easier. We all love that, including how to navigate Google Maps if you lose cell signal while driving.
Plus, Nick Jonas is back on NBC's The Voice. Find out what he's saying about his recovery following a bike accident. That's ahead in Pop Break. And I'd like to unofficially proclaim today Matt Wednesday in Cleveland.
Yay!
Because, Matt, you have to deal with all the bad weather complaints, so you get the good with the bad. Happy Matt Wednesday.
Oh, absolutely, Jay. And I will soak that in for sure, because I remember what it was like, back in March and February around here. Live look at Progressive Field via our CSU cam right now. Tribe obviously would like to be home tonight, but we've got more days like this ahead. Your outdoor dining forecast today. Looking great this evening. Does it get any better than this, folks? It's all about the specials tonight. 70s, sunshine. How warm do we get this week, though? We'll detail that in thunderstorm chances when What's New returns.
Welcome back, and today it's Tech Tuesday here on What's New. So we have 3 tech stories that people are talking about today.
First up, today kicked off Google's annual developer conference, and within the last hour, developers revealed what's new in Android. According to CNET, it's the biggest design change yet. The new interface comes with personalized color palettes, updated notifications, and faster battery-saving performance. Another part of the redesign involves more fluid motions and animations when moving between apps. That sounds pretty cool.
And speaking of apps, Memorial Day is right around the corner, and AAA says 37 million Americans are planning a trip. 12 million of those folks, they're going to be driving. And nothing is worse than when you're trying to load directions on your phone, but you're in an area with spotty reception. So Google Maps is going to let you download your maps ahead of time. Open the app and enter your destination. At the bottom of the screen, tap the name of the place you're going or the address. Tap the 3-dot menu in the upper right corner. It's kind of the little settings edit tab. And then tap download offline map. Very important. Then you can access them on the go without using Wi-Fi or data. Always look for those little 3 dots. That's like the key. It's like a portal into another dimension of options.
The 3-dot dimension.
Yes.
And what's old is new again. A recent study shows that ebook sales are now trailing paper book sales by more than 20% worldwide. That's pretty surprising. It's a gap that got even bigger during the pandemic. Some readers say they just prefer real books because they stare at screens all day, and we do. They also say it's nice having something that will last longer than a specific device, and that goes for the younger generation too.
Our customers are staying young, so young people are reading books as well. It's not like it's only us old fogies.
In fact, it's boomers that make up the largest ebook market share at 20%. According to some reports, the e-reader market revenue worldwide is expected to fall, get this, from $4.5 billion in 2020 to $2 billion in 2024. So, Betsy, that's 50% of their market share lost in the span of 4 years.
Still pretty big chunk of market share.
I'll say.
It's B with a billion, right? Or a billion with a B, I suppose we should say.
It's huge.
And I got to tell you on this Matt Wednesday that we have proclaimed it to be because it is so beautiful. Matt mentioned back in March when, we were catching all kinds of flack. People were just tired
9 days ago.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying, 9 days ago. That's when everybody was all sassy and nasty to us and all that. And now, where's the love, people? Where are you at?
Well, you get it from me. You get it from me. Matt, your weather word today is hammock. You know why? All I could think of today was, what a perfect day just to lay out in a hammock.
Yeah. Oh, Jay Crawford, it really is around here. I don't need any credit for anything. I just like to lay low and kind of stay quiet and nice and cool, bad weather or good weather, because I know how quickly it can change around here. So I think we're flashing Betsy's email on the bottom of the screen. I'm not sure. But yeah, beautiful day for, heading outside and enjoying it. There's been a lake breeze that's developed once again, and you can see that on our temperatures right now. We're inland areas, Akron sitting at 80 right now, 81 in Canton, upper 70s elsewhere. But look at the little shadow of the lake there. Just within about 4 or 5 miles, this thing's gone inland. And boy, it is so refreshing. You get in that lake breeze. It's a nice north wind kicking in. And look at the difference in the wind. Calm or light wind down to the south, but you get off towards where that lake breeze is setting up. That's the cool air from the lake expanding. And winds have been gusting over 15 miles per hour at times. We're dry today, as expected. We've got the sunshine. There are some high clouds in the western half of our viewing area, all off a much bigger weather system that continues to drive itself in the plains, but we've got more dry air in place. It's keeping that all at bay. So all of the rain and the thunderstorm activity is going over the same areas, and they've had all sorts of flooding problems. Areas of Texas down towards Lake Charles, Baton Rouge had flood emergencies this morning. Not good for them, but for us, we continue to be on the great place in the weather map. That high pressure is really going to stay strong, and you can see the main flow in the jet stream. What goes down in the west must come up in the east, and that will equate to some pretty warm temperatures. It's warm now, but it's going to get downright hot around here later on this week. Your National Design Mart hour-by-hour forecasts. You can see tonight the weather pattern kind of like it's laying on a hammock. floating around, not doing a whole lot tonight. Not a lot of movement. We will see more high clouds throughout the daytime tomorrow. Don't be surprised over the next couple days if we spark a stray thunderstorm or two, just with not just the lake breeze, but we're going to start to increase this humidity as well. And that, as always in the summertime, can spark something. So your Union Home Mortgage 7-day forecast, although we paint a fairly dry picture Thursday, Friday, could be a lake breeze thunderstorm then. Big story going to be the temperatures. We're well up into the 80s on Friday. We do it all over again next week out ahead of another push of cold front coming in. And overall, Jay, a very summer-like pattern. It's like we're turning the corner and we're saying what 40s, what 50s, what 60s. We're here, and it's nice.
Yeah, it is nice. It feels great. Matt, thank you very much, and we'll see you in the next half hour. Coming up next on What's New, why did Kim Kardashian buy an old outfit once worn by Janet Jackson? We're going to tell you in your pop break.
And graduation day was more than just getting a diploma for one Ohio high school senior. Wait until you see the other big gift that she got. That's coming up in our Worth the Watch.
That music means it's time to get you caught up to date on entertainment news. There's a new addition in one supermodel's family. Kim Kardashian wanted a piece of Janet Jackson's wardrobe. And Nick Jonas is back on The Voice after a pretty scary accident. Kara Cotton breaks it all down for you in our Tuesday Pop Break.
I just want to go ahead and say that in case I'm not as physically enthusiastic as I usually am.
Nick Jonas is recovering after being injured in a bike accident over the weekend. During last night's live episode of The Voice, the coach expressed that he was happy to be there to cheer on his team and the other contestants, despite a few bumps and bruises. According to Nick, he also suffered a cracked rib. No other details about the accident have been released, but we're glad he's okay. It's no secret that Kim Kardashian has a passion for fashion, and thanks to an auction, she's now the owner of a signature piece from Janet Jackson's wardrobe. For her 55th birthday, the music icon auctioned off several of her iconic outfits from appearances and performances over the years. A part of the available items was her outfit for the 1993 award-winning If music video. Kim K took home the ensemble for a bid of $25,000. The real question is, will she wear it or is it just for show? An international supermodel, Naomi Campbell, is officially a mom. The 50-year-old shared the news on social media this morning with a sweet picture of her holding the baby's foot. Campbell captioned the photo saying, "So honored to have this gentle soul in my life. There are no words to describe the lifelong bond that I now share with you, my angel. There is no greater love." In the past, Campbell has been open about wanting children, but only when the timing was right. Best of luck to her and her new addition. Hopefully, Nick's injuries won't keep him down too long. He and his brothers are set to put their athleticism to the test, fulfilling their Olympic dreams this summer. The special will air ahead of the official Olympic Games on July 21st, right here on NBC. Back to you guys.
Thanks so much, Kira. Well, today's Worth a Watch is pretty clever and from Ohio. Grace Mackey graduated from King's High School over the weekend. That's located south of Dayton. She and her family were told in a video message that was left by Grace's dad, serving in the Air Force overseas. But after some planned technical difficulties, this happened.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, if we can't see the video, can you help me welcome out Master Sergeant Drew Mackey? He is home.
Goodness. Well, the U.S. Air Force allowed Sergeant Mackey to come home early for the surprise, and military officials worked with Grace's high school to pull the whole thing off. I always get teary-eyed when I see those. That's pretty sweet.
That's a good one, the old swervy derv there, you know? She thought she was going to see a video and then technical difficulties, and then bam, here comes Dad. That's a nice
we have
twist.
a few hundred people here to watch us go
That's
through
a nice twist. I like that. All right, coming up in the next half hour of What's New, we have the latest from Tokyo as athletes prepare for the Summer Games. They're about to happen, folks. How the triathlon team is ramping up their training amid this pandemic.
And let's face it, we're also going to get a checkup on Corey, your son, who's an Olympian to be.
Yes, there is an update.
Okay, stay tuned for that. That's what we really want to plug. Plus, we told you about the Indians returning to full capacity in the stands in 2 weeks. Well, we're taking some of your reaction to the decision in clicking in Cleveland. That's next.
And now, live from WKYC Studios, this is What's New.
Well, let's get you up to speed on the 3 things you need to know now at 5:30. Ohio's Vax-A-Million site is now active for you to register to win $1 million if you've received the COVID vaccine. Just go to ohiovaxamillion.com, or you can place a phone call 1-833-427-5634 to sign up. 833-427-5634. There will be 5 drawings that take place each week. That's starting Wednesday, May 26th through June 23rd. You only have to register once, but you must do so by next Sunday, the 23rd, to be considered in the drawing.
Well, big news for baseball fans. The Indians announced today that starting June 2nd, the team will welcome back full fans at Progressive Field. Total 100% capacity. This is the same day all Ohio's COVID-related health orders come to an end. Fans will have the option to wear a mask if they choose, but it will not be required. The ballpark holds 35,041 fans. Tickets for all remaining home games go on sale May 26th.
No better place on a nice summer night. And starting today, kids 12 and up can get their COVID-19 vaccine, at least their first shot, at the Wolstein Center. Parents, you can register your child now through May 31st. When you go for the first shot, second shot appointments will be scheduled. However, since the Wolstein Center is closing in June, all those second doses are going to be scheduled at local discount drug marts. Well, welcome back, everybody, to What's New. I'm Betsy Kling alongside Jay Crawford.
I'm a little confused. So we said that you have to be registered for the drawings by the 23rd. Mm-hmm. The whole idea was to incentivize Ohioans to get vaccinated.
Right.
I hate that there's a close-off date for these drawings.
They want you to do it quick.
Yeah, I know they want us to do it quick, but the longer that period is of incentivized vaccinations, I think the more people are going to get vaccinated. I'm afraid there will be some that have put it off, didn't get vaccinated. The 23rd will have come and gone, and then they'll realize, oh, it's too late to get registered for well, then I'm not going to get the vaccine.
Well, everybody really wants to get the vaccine so you can not only enter vaccine, but you can go do stuff too.
Sure.
We mentioned over the weekend I got to go to Kelly's Island for the first time in my life. And, there's a little parsonage resale shop there, and I love secondhand stores. So if we take the graphic, this picture was hanging in the stairway of this little shop. Now, it's $20 for this picture.
Yeah.
I stopped dead in my tracks.
Why?
Let me zoom in. Look at that.
Am I supposed to know this person?
Because this is what I saw.
Oh, that's my Uncle Jake.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But now that you do that, I do kind of see a little bit of a resemblance there.
I was stunned.
Yeah. Did you buy it? You weren't that stunned.
I took a picture. I have just exposed myself as the worst possible person. It's a parsonage resale shop, so it's totally a charity. But I mean, I was like, Jay's from the area. So
It could be my long lost great uncle. Who knows?
I just wanted to make sure everybody knew that. So if you go to the parsonage shop, it's $20. It's on sale. You can probably still find it.
The price just went down to 10. Killing the price of that photo. All right, in just over 2 months, athletes will assemble in Tokyo for the postponed 2020 games. Unbelievable. Matt Renaud with our sister station out in Denver talked to the triathlon team as they prepare to head to Japan for a qualifying event. They talked about the protocols that will likely be in place for the main event.
Training in Boulder.
You swim, then you bike, then you run.
Team USA triathletes like Taylor Knibb have been working hard to get to the Summer Olympics.
It's a very special experience that only a handful of people get to experience in their life.
Doing whatever it takes to compete with the world's best.
Fast.
And around 2 months before the postponed Olympics, this team's racing in a qualifying event in Japan that will show them some of the pandemic health guidelines they'll likely face at the Olympics.
There's a couple different protocols. I mean, we have stuff where we have to fill out an app where we are every day.
It all starts with COVID tests before leaving and a lot more on arrival.
We have to take a test 72 hours before we go there, and then we have to have testing while we're there.
They'll have a shorter period of time to acclimate to Japan's climate.
Normally we'd get into Japan about a week before, but now we only have 4 days to sort of acclimate to the time zone.
And then they'll isolate in hotel rooms, having very little contact with others.
We will not be able to leave except for the race, course previews, a swim slot each day, and a gym time. You can't run outside, you can't ride outside.
It's not exactly what these athletes signed up for.
It's very strict.
But Taylor says given all they've trained for, they're glad to do it if it means competing at the Olympics in Tokyo.
If it keeps everyone safe and that's helpful and it allows the race to happen, that's what we want at the end of the day.
Yeah, a lot of protocols in place for these athletes, but they understand that this is all for their own good and their safety, and they're all willing to go through it. Now, each sport has different qualifying models. For track and field, there's a big track and field qualifier that's set for Eugene, Oregon in the end of June.
I'm dying to know what is going on with Corey.
He has officially qualified for the Olympic trials. And this happened last Friday. He hit this jump right here, just the way Dad taught him to. And that was 26 feet, 6 inches, well past the standard to automatically qualify. The way they do it is the top 24 long jumpers in the United States automatically qualify. That jump puts him 6th in the U.S., so he's in very good standing. It's also the 16th longest jump in the world this year. The only thing that matters, though, Bets, is how he performs on that day. That's actually 2 days in late June. If he can finish in the top 3, he makes the Olympic team and he goes to Japan.
Wow.
He feels great. He's healthy. He's never been jumping more consistently. So fingers crossed.
How do you feel? Like, at this point, I've never known anybody who's like the parent of a potential Olympian. So can you kind of tell us how you're doing?
Beaming with pride, as you know, and as you can expect. But also, I'm aside from proud of him as a jumper, it's really what he has gone through, what all of these athletes have gone through, the uncertainty, the start, stop, start, stop. He has proven that whether he makes this team or not, he is a winner in life. I've never seen, and I've spent my life around professional athletes, I've never seen any athlete chase anything with the passion, vigor, and determination that he has this Olympic dream.
So cool.
It's made me very proud. So keep our fingers crossed. We'll know about a month and a half from now, we'll know. Pretty cool. All right, thanks for indulging me, by the way. Still ahead, we have the story behind this incredible rescue during a recent flood in New Mexico. Betsy, remind me to never get in that situation right there.
Just don't go in floodwaters. That should pretty much preclude that problem, certainly. Well, we're also going to have the updated list of businesses that are changing their mask policy. We're going to take some of your comments and reactions and talk about that in Clicking in Cleveland. That's coming up next.
Hello. We are talking about the tribe being at full capacity starting June 2nd today and how excited people are. Yeah? Okay. This stand that my ring light is on, it just like dips lower as time goes on. The legs are just kind of like, still more. Let me put it up a little bit. Sorry, I think it was a little low. That's okay. That's kind of what I thought you were going to say.
Yeah, Al, you got me okay?
Is that too much? Yeah. I think we got it. Yeah, I was going to say, I think this is about right. Perfect. Okay, we are talking about what people think about the tribe going back to full capacity on June 2nd. Yep.
And check out this incredible water rescue. Firefighters in New Mexico removed a mom and her 2 kids from an SUV that got carried away in the floodwaters. Rescue crews pulled them out through the back window in the hatch. All of them are okay. We do say it all the time: turn around, don't drown, never drive through floodwaters, the whole thing. Now, in New Mexico and in the desert Southwest, they do get into arroyos, and the water can be very fast moving. It comes out of nowhere, but oh my goodness, folks, it's just not worth it. Just go a different way for sure. You don't want to be this person, certainly. Ooh, I hate to see those things. And, you know, they are dealing with so much rain and heavy thunderstorm activity in the deep south, Matt.
Yeah.
That's one thing that we are not dealing with right now, as we can see the blue skies peeking through the trees in the back. And River is right there. Your little assistant is joining us this evening.
Betsy, he just came outside from his nap and he says, "I love you, Daddy." Oh,
Wow.
you little sweet boy, you. I know he was a terror about an hour ago, but he's so sweet now, aren't you? You're so great. You want to go play and dig up some dirt?
No.
No? Okay, you can watch me do weather. All right. Yeah, Betsy, you're right about that flooding, though. And boy, do they have problems, not just New Mexico, but areas of Texas getting it really bad as well, and Louisiana, because this pattern's stuck. And we're stuck here with beautiful weather. I mean, we're very lucky to have this, whereas other places are stuck with the rain and the storms. Tonight, though, it's not going to be quite as cool. We've gotten down into the 40s and 50s the last couple nights. We're starting to slowly increase this humidity. The humidity will keep the temperatures up. And so you can see tonight, we've got more high clouds working in here off as storms off towards the west. Temperatures will fall back into the 50s tonight, as opposed to, some of the upper 40s and low 50s we've had recently. Look at the rain, though. Chicago, areas of Indiana have seen rain and clouds last couple days. We're on the eastern periphery of that, so we get some of the high clouds as those storms tower into the atmosphere. Jet stream sprays them off, so that's what these high clouds are. But the weather pattern's very unsettled. Much of the country is covered in rain and storms and clouds right now. You see that high pressure. That's our hero out towards the East Coast. That is going to keep us mainly on the dry side. It's also going to start to develop some warm air aloft, so we're really going to warm things up. But that dry air continues to put up a fight with that rain. And there you go. Right now, we've got numerous flood watches and warnings, and also severe weather ongoing with tornado warnings down in portions of the deep south and areas of the southern Mississippi Valley as well. The pattern, though, everything going down in the west, it comes up in the east. And when you have that, you have the warmth underneath that ridge that we have. And as you look at the jet stream over the next really 7 to 10 days, we develop a bubble of heat. Very typical for summertime around here. This is typical for May as well. We typically flirt with this, but you can see how that dome is really centered over us on Friday. It starts to retrograde back towards the west and break down. It's not quite as powerful around here on Sunday, Monday. That will increase our storm chances before it kind of levels out next week and we get back to the 70s for temperatures. National Design Mart big picture look ahead. You can see how things stay on the dry side with that stream of showers and storms off to our west over the next couple days. That boundary will eventually sink towards us Saturday and Sunday. We'll have a slight risk of some storms on Saturday. Better chance Sunday, Monday as that boundary moves through. Look at the heavy rainfall, though, from Texas into the Central Plains states. Flooding rains for them. The bulk of it staying away from us. And as we mentioned a couple days ago, we could really start to use that rain around here again. I know we just got done with some flooding. Thing we don't really like, the humidity. Yeah, it is on its way up. It's not going to be anything terribly thick as you'd expect in July and August around here, but it will get pretty humid around here, especially Sunday as that frontal boundary approaches. Union Home Mortgage 7-day forecast. We've got us up into the upper 80s Thursday and Friday. We back off a little bit as that boundary sinks south, but then we do it all over again next week. Jay, several chances of storms in there, but I think most hours are going to be barbecue friendly around here. So, I mean, really, this is one of those things that we look forward to all winter long and all early spring long, and it's here. Just cherish it.
Yeah, makes that snow 9 days ago seem worth it, if that's what we had to go through to get this. All right, Matt, thank you very much. We appreciate it. Hey, we need to make a correction, and I made a big point of saying I wish the state wouldn't close off the entry to these drawings because it incentivizes people to get vaccinated. So you have until the Sunday before each week's drawing to get vaccinated and registered. So if you don't make it by the first drawing, you still have until the following Sunday to be registered for the second drawing. Want to make sure that's clear. Sunday is the close off for each drawing. Wednesday is the drawing. I hope that's clear. All right, right now it's time to see what's clicking in Cleveland. For that, we say hello to our digital anchor, Stephanie Haney. Stephanie, a very good Tuesday afternoon to you.
Good Tuesday to you, Jay. You know, there's a lot of change coming at us fast. We've got the latest on those mask requirements. It's the Cleveland Zoo and the Akron Zoo that are the latest to drop the requirement for people vaccinated against COVID-19. Now, like many places, people who are not fully vaccinated will still be required to wear masks at the zoos, and physical distancing will still be in place. That's for everyone, regardless of vaccine status. Now, we have your reaction to the Tribe allowing full capacity at Progressive Field starting June 2nd. Fans have been waiting for this for a long time, and overall, they are pretty excited about it, wishing that it had come sooner. Now, masks will be optional at the ballpark, which is making a lot of people happy. People do like to have their options. And this is the cutest thing. People are making plans to go together in the comments on our Facebook post. 3 News, bringing people together, everybody. Now, if this is you, make sure you take a selfie at the ballpark and hashtag it reunions on3. Now, in addition to the Tribe games, our contributor Laura DeMarco has your summer fun must-do guide here in Northeast Ohio. Here are just a few of the things on her list. Tremont's Greek Festival will be a drive-through this year. Get your baklava, grape leaves, and souvlaki curbside on Memorial Day weekend. Visit downtown Cleveland for our first annual Juneteenth Freedom Fest. There'll be dancing, theater, and pop-up shops for Black-owned businesses. This is to honor the day that the last enslaved people were freed on June 19th, 1865 in Texas. And you can enjoy classical music under the stars all summer long with the Cleveland Orchestra at Blossom Music Center. That starts July 3rd. It goes through September 5th. Jay and Betsy, you can get individual tickets or a season pass, and they'll have spaced out seating on the lawn and in the pavilion.
Love that.
Very good. Stephanie, thank you very much. We will see you again tomorrow.
Next on What's New, a local man returns to doing what he loves after his battle with COVID-19 got attention around the world. This week, we are focusing on the power of healing from physical pain, heartache, and loss.
In Canton, the story of one man brought to the edge of death, only to have the power of music bring him back. Lindsey Buckingham has his incredible story of survival.
Enduring forever and ever.
Singing has always been a part of Jonathan Moss's world. In church, in bands, his words reaching so many people. But last November, the music stopped.
It was the Sunday before Thanksgiving. I had sang at church, and that afternoon I started getting some symptoms.
Days later, and with a COVID-19 diagnosis, Jonathan's health worsened.
I woke up that morning just 103-degree fever, coughing, couldn't breathe. I leaned over to Michelle. I said, just call the ambulance. Call the ambulance. I need to go to the hospital.
At Altman Hospital in Canton, he faced an unthinkable reality.
And then they said, we're going to have to vent you. You're getting bad. So I called Michelle and I said goodbye.
That was on November 28th.
Said, put that on the line. Said goodbye to him. Then I called my daughter and said goodbye.
Felt so sad for him that we couldn't be there for him in that scariest moment of his whole entire life.
As Jonathan battled for his life,
several times his lungs collapsed, so he had to have chest tubes put in, and he was on dialysis. His kidneys had failed. The doctors had given him less than 5% chance to live.
Michelle finding comfort in sharing her family story on social media.
Today is December 7th. It's a Monday. One of John's lungs collapsed, so they had to put a chest tube in. I answered every text, every DM, every phone call, every email. That took hours a day, but it was productive, and it was something I felt in control over.
Soon, support for Jonathan spread across the world.
Friends in Germany, in Australia, in England, in India, and people were in their churches, in their churches, in their churches. I would put something on Facebook, and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people would reach out and respond. All ethnicities, all religions, everybody reached out to be positive, and I felt like in that moment, everyone needed a champion.
After 47 days on a ventilator, Jonathan called home.
So I'm just crying in the middle of Panera, and I just couldn't believe it.
Here he comes! Hey, John!
Jonathan missed the holidays, so his family gave him a Christmas in February, and he got to thank the healthcare heroes who saved his life.
Thank you.
You look so good.
Thanks for saving my life.
With oxygen support and a grateful heart, Jonathan returned to his roots, singing at church for the first time in months.
You're talking to me, you're walking, you're sitting next to your beautiful wife. You are a miracle, Jonathan.
I am.
He's my miracle.
And I don't take anything for granted. I mean, if I have to go through this to change somebody else's life in any way and any reason, I mean, it's worth it.
Lindsey Buckingham, 3 News.
Wow, Lindsey, thank you very much. Jonathan's family says he has a long road of recovery ahead of him, but get this. We're told Jonathan took his first walk outside yesterday. He did it without his oxygen or cane. We're pulling for you, Jonathan, and you are a miracle. Just ahead for us on What's New, getting a good start in a good place. We'll show you where this mama of a dozen ducklings hatched her young this spring and how one man is keeping the tradition alive. Look at those little guys.
Ooh, she's a busy mama. Then on What Matters Most at 6, there are new concerns for deadly speeding on Ohio's highways. What ODOT says is the main cause of crashes.
And we have a pop quiz question for you today. Which movie was the first to win the Academy Award for the Best Animated Feature? Toy Story, Monsters, Inc., or Shrek? The answer when we come back.
Hey, Al, how are you? Well, some Ohioans signed up without a problem. Others reported getting an error message.
Hey, mic check. 1, 2, 3. I'm Laura K. Show. Thanks so much for joining us tonight.
Hi. Mic check, Monica. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hello, hello, hello. 1.
Hi. Test 1, 2. Yeah, states. Oh, yeah, I got you. Many daycare and childcare workers forced out because of higher operating costs. And
Fantastic. There's another one. Hey, how are you? Mic check. It's Romney. We're downtown talking about highway patrol and speeders and why people.
Hi, 1, 2, 3, 4. So the data you are entering is probably data you've already given out.
Hey, what's up? Check 1, 2, 3. Brandon's microphone. We're talking to you about East 4th Street. A lot of restaurants here.
All right, before the break, we asked you which of these movies was the first to win the Academy Award for Best Animated Feature, and the answer is Shrek, 2001.
Well, now to our Show Us Something Good. A pastor in Indiana has a side job that he takes very seriously. Every year since 2003, ducks have nested in the church's courtyard, and this year there are 3 nests. Most recently, this mama had 12 little ducklings. And once they hatch, Pastor David Hansen ushers them through the church and out into the wilderness so they can have a healthy, happy life. And if they try to cross a busy road, the pastor will go out and stop traffic so that the family can get across.
That's great. And we're out of time for this edition of What's New. We're back tomorrow at 5, and we hope you join us then.
What Matters Most with Russ and Laura starts right now.
Now at 6, Vax-A-Million Ready. How you can register today for a chance at winning $1 million.